the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we go live.
Welcome to the Rocky Fielding conference call. My name is Daryl, and I'll be your operator for today's call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question-and-answer session. During the question-and-answer session, if you have a question, please press star, then 1 on your touch-tone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I will now turn the call over to Eric Gomez. Eric, you may begin.
Thank you very much. I want to say hello to everyone, and thank you for dialing in. This is the official international conference call for super middleweight world champion Rocky Fielding, who will be taking on the middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez December 15th from New York City at the Madison Square Garden. And it'll be streamed live on DAZN. We're less than 15 days away for this major event with our new partners, DAZN. Fielding, obviously, world champion in his own right, has the opportunity of a lifetime and to be able to take his career to the next level. This fight's very, very dangerous for Canelo. The stakes are high, but the fight fans are going to get the fight they want and a great, great action-packed fight. Again, this is going to be free. And I want to repeat that. We talked about it a little bit last week. You can watch it free on DAZN. The first month is free for anybody that's going to be a member or join DAZN. And for those of you that want to see it live, you can go to the Madison Square Garden box office, or you can call Ticketmaster at 866-858-0008, and obviously online at Ticketmaster.com, GoldenBoyTickets.com, and MSG.com. Before I introduce Team Fielding, I want to say thank you to our amazing sponsors, Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and Hennessy, Never Stop, Never Settle, Fred Loya Insurance, and the upcoming movie Miss Bala. Now, before I introduce Rocky and let him speak, I want to introduce a very important person in his team. This man was a fighter in his own right, but now he is recognized as one of the best trainers in the world. Please welcome trainer for Rocky Fielding, Jamie Moore. Jamie, can you say a few comments, please?
Hello, guys. Yeah, obviously, as you've been mentioning there, we've only got a couple of weeks now to the fight, so Rocky's training camp's been ideal, been perfect. Couldn't have gone any smoother. I know that's been said many times before, but I truly believe that he's put the work in the camp that can get him the victory.
Great. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to introduce a fighter who has, like I said a little earlier, an opportunity of a lifetime on December 15th. Besides making his first defense of his title, he'll be making his United States debut, and he'll be fighting at the famed Madison Square Garden in New York City. Please welcome to the call WBA super middleweight world champion Rocky Fielding. Rocky?
Hi, Eddie. Thanks for having me on. Thank you. Yeah. Like you're saying, a massive fight for me. Madison Square Garden and a big challenge in Canelo Alvarez. And as Jamie said then, training camp's gone great, going well. I put everything into camp. I've sacrificed everything. So it's gone well, and everything that we were putting in, hopefully it's going to pay off on December 15th.
Great. Thank you very much, Rocky. Thank you to Team Rocky. Now, operator, we can open it up to questions, please, from the media.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a question, you can press star then 1 on your touchtone phone. Once again, if you have a question, it's star then 1 on your touchtone phone. And I'm standing by for questions. We have a question from Mike Woods. Mike, you can go ahead with your question.
Hi, Eric and Rocky. Thanks for taking the time. My question is for Rocky and then Jamie. In the United States, we have a saying where we say that someone might have a quote-unquote puncher's chance to get the win. When someone is an underdog but has power, we say they have a puncher's chance to win. Rocky, do you have a similar saying in the United Kingdom, and would you agree that you have what it would be called a puncher's chance against Canelo, or would you call it something else?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I think in the boxing world, that's what we all say, and we say it back here, you'd say, yeah. It's a puncher's chance, but I mean, it's the timing of the shots and the punches and stuff like that, and I believe I'm a good fighter, a good boxer. So, but if that's what people want to say, I don't have a chance, then I'll let them. But December 15th, it'll show what chance I do have, and if it's a puncher's chance, then may it be. If it's not, then it's not. But it's just whatever happens on December 15th. But I'm prepared well, so I'll have to see what happens.
Well, Jamie, what do you say? Do you think Rocky has a puncher's chance or more than that?
Oh, absolutely, has more than a puncher's chance. I think that the term a puncher's chance means that someone who can hit, but he's relying on a bit of luck to land that shot. Whereas Rocky Fielding is much more of a rounded fighter than to sort of just go in there and rely on a hope to land a lucky shot. He's a very intelligent fighter. He's underappreciated, I feel. I think that a lot of fighters, especially the ones who we spar, say you don't realise how good he is or how unorthodox he is, and they certainly find that out on the night of the fight. So as much as Alvarez is going to find out about that, we're going to ask him questions. There's a lot of unanswered questions regarding him moving up to super middleweight. The height and reach advantage what Rocky's got is huge. How's he going to cope with those problems? Plus the fact that the size difference on the night. I know there's a 10-pound weight limit for the next morning, but the difference from that point in time until they actually get in the ring on the night is going to be massive. And you'll see when they come face to face in the middle of the ring, Rocky's going to be huge, an absolute huge specimen compared to Canelo. So we know how good a fighter he is, but there's a lot of questions what he needs to answer, and we're going to make him answer them.
Hey, very good stuff. Very well stated, guys. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Be well.
No problem. Thank you.
And our next question comes from Carlos Toro. You can go ahead with your question, Carlos.
Thanks, everybody, for taking time to talk to us. The first question is for Jamie, and if Rocky wants to give his thoughts as well. Obviously, Canelo Alvarez is a top pound-for-pound superstar. He's coming off the win against Gennady Golovkin. So the question is, how do you get sparring partners for Rocky and sort of try to prepare him for someone with the type of skill set that Canelo Alvarez has?
Well, it's obviously a very difficult task. When you're talking about the elite level fighters at the top of the pound for pound list, then how do you sort of get sparring to match that? You really can't. You have to in my opinion, you have to take out the best attributes what that fighter has, i.e. someone with a real sharp jab like Canelo. You'd want to get a sparring partner who has a real good jab, but then you've got to try and get the other different best parts of the attributes as well and cover those with different sparring partners, but you're never necessarily going to get all those covered with one sparring partner or maybe two. You have to sort of have a different range of it. Me personally, I like to do a lot of tactical work and drill different sort of the combinations or the punch selection which I feel will work in different fights. I'll pick that out early on in camp and we'll drill it because I like the fighter to understand what I want him to do on the night well in advance, and then by the time the fight comes around, we've drilled it that much that it becomes second nature. So as soon as he's in a situation, he responds to it, without even thinking about it. And we nailed that down early on. I've been a big fan of Canelo for many years, so it didn't take me that long to sort of pick up on his rhythm and his timing, his shot selection, the stuff he does well, the opportunities I feel where Rocky will get to him. We picked that out quite quick and we've drilled it, and Rocky's just pulling it off, exactly as I would want him to do at this point in camp.
Now, Rocky, obviously, you've been fighting at super middleweight for far longer than Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has never really had like a proper fight at 168 pounds. How much do you think is going to be an advantage for you, already being accustomed to fighting bigger guys than what Canelo Alvarez has been used to throughout his career?
Yeah, well, that's like the ingredients of the fight. I all wanted to see them, the big super middleweight, and as you say, he's stepping up, and that's what makes it interesting to see, how he is going to adapt to it and how he's going to be. But as I say, I'm not at the weight. I make the weight comfortable, and I'm okay at it. So I haven't worried about that side how he's going to be, because I was sort of focused on himself and see that I get the best player for myself, and on the night, the way in on the night we'll see. But it's it makes it adds up, being real, he's trained, he's all around a league top fighter, and he brings that with him as well as obviously moving up in the weight, he carries all that around him. So it's going to be interesting to see from his last fight and the 11 weeks we've had now. If he's hard step up, and where's it going to be? It's going to be a pound of muscle in that short of time. So it'll be interesting to see and what weight does come in and what weight you use in the next morning. So it'll be interesting to know, but I'm just fully focused on myself and how I make the weight and how I prepare, and I make the weight and then I fight. That's how I'm preparing myself.
And lastly, a question for Eric Gomez real quick, if he's still there.
Yes, I'm here.
Eric, obviously jumping onto the zone with Golden Boy just soon after it unveiled in the U.S., to some it may come with some risk and uncertainty. So when the opportunity to go on the zone and go full in on this project, what about that potential partnership made you and Golden Boy confident that this could work? Was it the zone's long-term vision? Was it getting ahead on the streaming service, the existing relationship they had with Matchroom Boxing, or was it any other factors?
No, obviously, we believe in the product. We have tons and tons of data that we've compiled the last 3 years or so. And the landscape for television, especially for sports and television, is changing. It really is changing. The viewership on pay-per-views have been going down and down and down. When you have two massive fights back-to-back, Canelo versus Golovkin 1 and 2, and the online streaming services are outdoing the linear pay-per-view, it's very compelling. It's eye-opening. So I feel that the vision that John Skipper has for DAZN, and some of the plans they have that I can't really discuss at this time, we believe in them, and it's going to be the future.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Rocky, best of luck on December 15th.
Thank you.
And once again, if you have a question, it's star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. And excuse me, Rocky Fielding has dropped off, so I'm going to dial back out to him, and I'll rejoin you in just a second. And Rocky has rejoined us, and let me get back to the question queue. And our next question comes from Matthew Ryan. Matthew, you can go ahead with your question.
Rocky, good afternoon. Just less than 2 weeks away from the fight. How much pressure or how big does this feel to you? Your first fight in the United States against Canelo Alvarez in Madison Square Garden. How much of that enters your mind, and have you taken stock yet that this is the biggest moment of your career?
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying it all. This is what I'm in boxing for. This is what I've been doing boxing since I was 9 for these nights. Where I've come from with my background and where I started professional in a sports centre to fight at Madison Square Garden against the biggest name of boxing is unbelievable. And I'm not letting it get to me. I'm enjoying it. But I've just been concentrating fully on training and fully on Canelo these past 10 weeks. And as you're saying, it's getting closer now. But I'm enjoying it. I'm in a good place, and this is what we're in boxing for these nights. So yeah, it's a great buzz.
And off of that, a lot of people are looking at this fight for Canelo as a stepping stone fight for possibly a trilogy fight with Mayweather, a trilogy fight with Golovkin, or a rematch with Mayweather. How does that make you feel? Does that add any more fuel to your fire heading into December 15th?
But that's down to them, and in my eyes, you can't look past the next opponent, but it's up to them. I'm fully focused on Canelo, and that's all that matters to me. And it hasn't bothered me what he's just signed the big deal and stuff, and good luck to him on it and everything. But I'm just, as I say, I'm just fully focused on Canelo, and whatever else goes on with him and the rest of any of the fighters or fights, it doesn't bother me. I've just got to be prepared and get ready for the 15th, and that's what I'm doing.
Thanks, Rocky. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And once again, if anyone has a question, they can press star and 1 on your touch-tone phone. And our next question comes from Roddy Brooks. Go ahead with your question.
Hi, I've got a question for Rocky. Hello?
Hi,
yeah, I've got a question for Rocky. Hi there.
Yeah. Hi, mate.
Everyone in the UK certainly is really focused on what Tyson Fury did in America last weekend. Do you feel like a little bit in the public's perception you're following that lead and you're going to put up a really good show so the British fans can be proud of what we can do over in America?
Yeah, definitely, and that was a big fight for Tyson Fury, and I was over the moon, and we have like a bit of a crazy history with me and Tyson. We both was in the ABA final together. We both went to Germany and won a world title. Now we're both got, he's been to America to fight for the world title, and I'm both defending. So it's a great little story. But yeah, he's had massive the past couple of days. The UK and everyone has been behind him, even the world, and it's an inspiration. And yeah, I'm just I've got good support coming over, as you're saying, and then hopefully I'll give it everything on the night, and everyone around the world supports me on it, and I appreciate it at all.
Okay, good. Just one follow-up on that, Rocky. Would this be like the biggest thing for you so far in your career? And how do you think you'd feel if you actually beat Canelo?
Yeah, well, I'm the superstar, aren't I? And you know, it's, as I said earlier on, it's every fight a dream for these nights. And you know, I started in my pro debut in a leisure centre with a couple of hundred people, and I just worked hard for the last, you know, 8 or 9 years of my professional career, and I've had a lot of setbacks and outside the ring and, you know, stuff like that. So to be coming to Madison Square Garden and to fight the biggest name in boxing is unbelievable, and I'm going there prepared and I'm going there to win. So that's all I can do. And yeah, just say that I wake up the next day and I'm the face of boxing, and it'll be a great feeling.
That's great. Thanks very much, Rocky, and good luck for the weekend.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And our next question comes from Michael Crooks. Go ahead with your question.
Hello, how's it going, Rocky?
Hi, mate. So good.
That's awesome. My first question is, what was your thoughts when the Canelo fight first came across your desk?
Before, Sonny.
Say what now?
To say.
I said my first question is, what was your thoughts when the Canelo fight first came across your desk?
Yeah, well, it was, it was a big surprise, and, I don't think anyone expected for him to step up to middleweight. So, I just accepted this straight away. Jamie and Hussein, they called me up and said, Canelo wants to fight you and you want to step up, and I said, yeah, let's do it, and it's a massive challenge, and let's do it, and that was it. So before it was, yeah, and that's it really. Yeah, I was up for the challenge, and here it is.
Okay. Now you went over to Germany to defeat Tyron Zerg for the WBA. Is there anything that you can draw from that fight to kind of prepare you for coming over to America to fight Canelo?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, obviously traveling away from home and getting the win like I did is a big achievement, especially in Germany where no one gave me a chance, and not many fighters get chances, and the scorecards are always dodgy. But as for like the whole thing, obviously it's a lot bigger. Even though the arena, the media, everything's a lot bigger. So, I mean, apart from that, it's a ring, and that's it. Wherever the ring is, you fight, and that's it. But yeah, I can take things from it as from traveling away from home and getting the win. And as I said, everything's just a lot bigger as the whole media and obviously the capacity that'll be in there on the night. So, but I'm going to enjoy it, and I can. This is the nights that were in box before us for this, so I'm going to enjoy it all.
Now, earlier this year, Canelo had a hiccup with Avada testing. He popped clean for clenbuterol. Now, is VADA testing a part of this fight? And if it's not, do you guys have any concern about not a reoccurrence, but just is there any concern about the previous test?
Yeah, no, I mean, that I haven't looked into it, and I'm getting tested and stuff like. I'm signed up with VADA, so that's it. I'm just concentrating on myself, and I'm not really looking into whatever the past has happened, really, to be honest. I'm just focusing on myself, and that's it, and whatever's happened in the past has happened, and that's it, really.
All right, my last question. In order for Rocky Fielding to beat Canelo, he must do what?
What Tyson said, he said, just punch him in the face dead hard until he goes down.
All right, great.
I mean, yeah, I've worked on tactics with my coach Jamie for the past 11 weeks, and as I say, I've just got to do what I've got to do, and I believe what we worked on and what I can do. can cause a lot of damage, and you know, a lot of a lot more than what people are thinking. People are thinking I'm going there and actually going in a round or two, but I'm not. I'm prepared well, and I'm prepared to give everything I've got. I believe in boxing will, you know, the fight the best I fight, the best comes out of me, and having that fear factor and everything about it, and I'll thrive off it, and I'll perform well, and I'll give it everything I've got, and if I have to toe to toe, I will. If you know, I'll box, and everything that we worked out with Jamie, it'll come off on December the 15th, and that's all I can do.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Rocky, and good luck on the 15th.
Thank you very much.
And once again, if anyone has a question, they can press star then 1 on your touch-tone phone. And we do have another question from Abraham Gonzalez. Abraham, you can go ahead with your question.
Yes, greetings, everyone.
Hello.
Rocky, quick question. When the fight was originally presented to you, was there a moment where you said to yourself, this is something I need to think about, take my time to make a decision, or did you know right away that you were going to accept the fight and this is exactly what you were looking for?
Yes, Jamie's there now on the phone. He can tell you. Jamie called me up and told me about the fight, and his first answer was, yeah, let's do it. What weight? And yes, straight away. And that was it. It was
the exact conversation. The exact conversation when Canelo Alvarez wants to fight you, and he went, serious? And I went, yeah. And he went, right, let's do it.
All right, great.
He literally took it straight away.
It's okay, because
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was no thing. I mean, like, I know who he is, I know everything. So, as a fighter, and to be honest, if you can ask Eddie here, that every fight that he has ever presented to me, I've said yes to straight away. Being fight with it, I shouldn't have so hard. I didn't need to take, and he's presented it, and I've just said yeah. But that's the fighter in me, and that's what I don't like saying no to fight. But this is obviously a guy who's the face of boxing, a pound for pound, and everything can. So why not? Like, yeah, straight away. Massive challenge. Let me, go in there and fight the best pound for pound, and go in there and do what I want to do and get the win. Then I'm the next superstar. So where I'm at in my career now, it was yeah. I'm 31 and want to wear a title, and you want to be the best, you have to fight the best, and this is where I'm at.
Excellent. And then one last question: how has things changed? Whether the fans or the media attention, or just how the attention that you're getting from the fans and the media before signing the fight and after, and do you feel like you're going to have a big support down in MSG on fight night?
Yeah, obviously the media stuff is also obviously stepped up a lot bigger, and it's been non-stop, but we have had times where we've cut it off with the camp, to get the training done and stuff, so we've got to look that well. And I'm getting stopped in the streets where I'm from and that, and people a lot more than what I usually would about the fights. I'm getting great support. Everyone's supporting me, and I've got a couple of hundred coming over. I've got I'd say probably 800 to 1,000 coming over, and you'll hear them more than the 15, 20,000 that'll be there. Do you know what I mean? So everything's been in that sense has been big, but I've been me. I've been going to the gym, doing my work, and then I've been coming home, getting me rest, and being a dad and looking after my kids, and then so everything's gone the way it always has, and as far as you're saying from the media, it's just got a bit bigger, and it's boxing. Obviously, it comes with doing fighting. So once I put the phone down from Jamie, when I accepted it, I knew I prepared myself for what was coming. For the Twitter troll, I knew that was going to come. I knew all the media was going to come. So I had in my mind, and everything that I've had in my mind is how it's going now. And so I've took it all well, and I'm enjoying it. And this is what boxing, being the elite and top is about. So here I am.
Well, thank you for your time, gentlemen, and best of luck on the 15th.
Thank you.
And once again, if anyone has a question, they can press star then one on your touchtone phone. We do have a question from Vlad. Go ahead, Vlad.
Hello, gentlemen. My first question is for Eric Gomez. Eric, can you talk a little bit about the planning and the thinking of bringing Canelo to Madison Square Garden, and kind of like what was the driving force for that? A lot of his big fights were in Las Vegas, and depending on the success and magnitude of the event in 2 weeks, do you think that we'll be seeing Canelo more often on the East Coast?
First of all, thank you for being on the call. He's always wanted to fight in New York. He's always wanted to fight in New York. It seems like the last 3 years he's been talking to Oscar and myself about fighting in New York, and obviously at the Garden. He's a big fan of Muhammad Ali, idolizes Muhammad Ali, and just to fight really at the Mecca of boxing, where all the greats have fought. Oscar fought there a couple of times as well. It was something that he's always wanted to do. So we're very excited. We're extremely excited that we were able to squeeze in one more fight in December after having such a tough fight in September with Golovkin, the rematch. So for him, it's going to be a great experience. And yes, of course, we're open to coming and doing more fights in New York. No problem. Everything seems to be going well, smooth. Ticket sales are great. We're expecting a sellout. And if everything goes as planned, why not?
Great. Thank you, Eric. Next question is for Jamie. Is there any strategy on your part to perhaps take the fight into deep waters? Do you feel that you have a better shot the longer the fight goes?
Is that question to me? Sorry.
Yes, Jamie.
Yeah. I don't necessarily think we have to do that, no. I think, would it go in our favour? I think maybe. I think the size advantage and the longer the fight goes, especially if it's a physical fight, then that could definitely play in our hands. But Rocky, I don't think Rocky's record really tells the tale of how hard he punches. And although Canelo's shown that he's got a great chin against Golovkin's power is very much a sort of raw power, whereas Rocky's, a lot of it is based off timing, the timing of his shots, and the reason his record doesn't really suggest how hard he is. A lot of the guys you box early on who sort of go in there to survive, you can't get the shots off with timing. So they're probably able to fiddle the way through against somebody with the sort of power Rocky has. So to answer your question, I think Rocky is capable of finishing the fight any time. He really does carry that sort of power. But the longer the fight goes, tactically we've set a game plan out there that by the sort of middle rounds, Rocky should have a real foothold in the fight, and then if it plays out the way I believe it's going to play out, it'll be our fight to lose.
Great. Thank you, Jamie. And my final question is for Rocky. We've seen Golovkin hit Canelo pretty clean with some big shots that probably would have dropped other fighters, but Canelo was able to withstand it and come back and throw his own shots. Does that change anything for you in terms of your preparation for the fight, whereas maybe you're looking at different techniques and strategies to not be able to necessarily have to stop Canelo, but be able to outbox him or do something with timing?
Yeah, like you say, you know, both the judges took it well, and I think it's all about how the timing and how you get the shot is what was done is the shot that you don't see what was done. So I've just been working on what I'm good at and what we think will be the shot, and you know, look, as James said, my record is time of the shot when I've the stoppages and that. So it was on the night. I don't know. I'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's you know, it's all different kind of shots that what you get off on the night and the time and things, and you know, believe that. Shot I always managed to catch them and get them. So we worked on all kinds.
You can definitely take a shot better when you see it coming or anticipate it or ride it. And I think the big right hand, what he took by Golovkin, obviously he was a powerful shot, but he did see him coming and he sort of rolled it and he took the sting out of the shot. So which is obviously a great attribute of his. But game, you know, a good part of his style is that he hits you with shots you don't see coming, and they're the ones that do the real damage. So there is a difference between the shots what Golovkin was hitting him with and the shots what I anticipate Rocky was hitting him.
Great. Thank you, gentlemen. Best of luck.
Thank you.
And once again, if anyone has a question, you can star then one on your touchtone phone. And we have no more questions at this time. And we have no more questions at this time. Does anyone have any final comments? All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes.
What is up, TBV family? Yes, YouTube has been cutting funding to their channels as of late, and with net neutrality going through its process, the internet is changing. If you want to keep your favorite channel intact, coming up with tons of content, and plus get hours and hours of extra content, head over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to become a member of the TBV family and help support the channel. Peace.